And I've come on here this morning with the kind help of Ian to discuss the talk that I presented yesterday. And it was all about balancing the human energy system. And at the end of that talk, a few people asked if we could record it so that they had something that they could go back and watch to remind them of the different techniques that I showed them. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a brief overview of the energy system of the human body, and then I'm going to give you some simple techniques to help keep your energy system in balance. Now, what do I mean by energy, the human energy system? We all know that there is energy in our body. We learn it in physics at school. We know that everything that's going on in our minds is electrical energy. Things that are taking place in our digestive system when we digest our food are chemical energy, and movement is kinetic energy. However, that can be quite hard to see. So I'm going to just show you this little contraption here. It's actually a children's toy that helps to give a nice demo of that energy transference taking place. So I'm going to pop this in my hand, and what happens is the heat of my hand starts to expand the atoms and molecules, and through that heat it creates the bubbles and the water to rise. So, what we discuss when we are talking about the energy system of the human body is all of this energy, but we're referring to it in a slightly different way. Energy flows around our body in the same way that blood flows through our veins. There's a whole circuitry, a whole network of energy. And when that energy is flowing smoothly, we feel in balance. We are physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually well. That energy, however, can sometimes become imbalanced. You see, energy is meant to spiral around the body. But due to our busy lifestyle, often the energy becomes stagnant and fails to flow adequately, and it starts to run homolaterally, which means up and down. What the energy should, however, be doing is, I don't know if you can see that, this, flowing in a spiral. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you some simple techniques to help the energy flow very smoothly and consistently in your body. Because when the energy stops flowing effectively, it creates disease. So, let's have a little bit more of a look about how energy flows all around and within us. So as well as flowing through our bodies, it also spreads around us. And in science, we would call that an electromagnetic field. And everything has an electromagnetic field, from the tiniest atom to great big planets. And we're the same. In spiritual terms, something that's been talked about for thousands of years is this electromagnetic field. However, we would call it the aura. And some people are fortunate enough to be able to see that. So I'm going to draw a simple diagram to help us. So, here's a person, this is you, and you've got this aura, this energy field, flowing through your body and all around it. So it will come out, travel around you, and then back up into your system. And the quality of your thoughts impacts that energy field. So, the amazing thing about the human mind is it doesn't really recognise the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So whether we're actually in a catastrophe or whether we're creating something in our mind, the human brain will still release the same chemicals into the system. And that can, over time, suppress the immune system and create blockages within the different organs of the body. So the quality of our thoughts are very important. If we're thinking negative things and worrying, over time, that creates sort of debris, little blockages in the flow of that energy system. And over time, they become physical ailments. So the first thing I'd like to remind you of is the quality of your thoughts. If you catch yourself worrying, criticising, having negative thoughts, take a deep breath and just allow yourself to refocus and recenter and think of something to be grateful for, something that's positive in your life. It may be the sun shining, it may be a conversation with a friend, it may be a comfortable bed, whatever it is. Because when you're having those positive thoughts, that helps to strengthen and cleanse that energetic system. However, it's not only our energy system that we need to factor in, because energy travels. And I'm just going to pop this down for a moment so I can show you one of my other props to demonstrate this. Here I've got Peppa Pig. Now when I hold one of Peppa Pig's hands, nothing happens. However, when I put my hand on the other hand, I've created a circuit. The energy from my body is flowing to these metal points in Peppa Pig and creating a circuit. Energy moves, it travels. And ultimately we're connected to the energy around us. We like to think of ourselves as being separate from objects and other people, but through vibrating atoms and molecules we're all connected. So this chair that I'm sat in will have these molecules that are vibrating. They're then making contact with me and my system and the air around us. And that will then travel to everyone else in the room. And this is what happens in day-to-day life. We come into contact with other people and their energy systems, and they start to overflow and interlink. And you'll have all experienced this, and you may or not realise it. So, for example, there's some people that you just meet who you instantly feel warm around. You feel positive, you feel inspired, and you don't necessarily know what that's about. And it could well be that you are coming into contact and experiencing their energy system. And I'm sure you've probably also had those times in your life where you've just met someone and you've instantly taken a dislike to them or felt uncomfortable, and there's been no logical reason why. And once again, it may be that you're picking up on imbalances in their energy system. And because we know energy travels and it transfers, what can happen sometimes is we can pick up other people's negative energy, their thoughts, their feelings, and it can leave us feeling flat or deflated. But we are sociable beings, and we are beings that have different situations in life, and it's very natural sometimes to have negative thoughts. So what do we do to bring ourselves back into balance and check? And this is where my presentation today comes in. I'm going to give you 3 techniques now to help you balance your energy. The first one I'm going to give you, I use every day. I use it when I get up in the morning and any time I need it. And it's a technique from thought field therapy. And I was taught by an amazing lady called Janet Thompson. And she really drilled it in the importance of this energetic hygiene. This is really good for shaking off any of that negativity that you no longer want or need, and it balances out the system. And for that, we tap on acupressure points. So what we do is you choose one of your hands, it doesn't matter which, and you hold it up in a karate chop, like that. And you're going to be tapping the hand alongside the little finger. And you're going to give each one of these acupressure points a little tap a few times. If you feel any pain or sensitivity in an area, that's a good indicator that there is a blockage, so tap it more. We're then moving along to the index finger and giving that a tap a few times. And from there, because it goes in a triangle shape, we're going to move to the collarbone, so these bumpy bits here. Just give it a nice tap. And then for the next one, what you're going to want to do is pop your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and you're going to tap your upper lip. You then relax your tongue, tap your chin, pop your tongue back to the roof of your mouth, and tap your upper lip. And then we swap hands, tapping the other index finger, and then finally the side of the hand. So it's creating this energetic triangle to bring everything back into balance. Now the next step of that I like to add in is to get that energy swirling back how it's meant to. Because as I said, energy quite often ends up running homolaterally in our bodies when it shouldn't. So what we need to do is we need to cross the energy back over the body. And this is also really good for bringing your brain, the right and left hemispheres, back into balance so that you can be logical and creative. And all you do for this, it's very simple, is you take one hand and place it on the opposite shoulder and then sweep down to the opposite hip. And just crossing over, shoulder to opposite hip a few times. If you feel you need something more intense for that, you can stand up and take one elbow and take it to the opposite knee. I'm not going to do that now because I'm sat down with a mic attached to me. But I'm quite happy to demo that to any of you if you pop along to my stall. And then the final element I like to do with that is just to bring back that positivity, because we can be quite critical of ourselves sometimes. So just simply place the hand over the heart, and this is a bit like spaghetti junction all around this area. It's where the energy flows and spreads to everything else. Close my eyes for a few moments and just send myself some self-love, some positivity or some gratitude. And I invite you to do that just to recenter yourself and to appreciate yourself for who you are. So I'm going to run over that again, just as Ian kindly moves to sort of turn the light sensors back on. So, side of the hand, index finger, collarbone, upper lip, chin, upper lip, index finger, side of hand. We're then going crossing over the body, so shoulder to hip, and then finishing off hands on the heart to put in some positive energy. And that should leave you feeling relaxed, energized and balanced throughout the day. And what's really good about it is the more we use these techniques, not only does it start to rectify the imbalances, it also promotes that well-being and resilience within ourselves. It acts as a preventative measure. So, sometimes, however, you might not feel like you want to be doing a whole tapping sequence. Perhaps it's not appropriate because you're at work or stood in a crowd of people. A simple way that you can rebalance yourself is just to tap on that side of your hand again, just the karate chop, and it brings everything back into balance. Because the human body, just like a battery, has a positive and a negative, and sometimes those polarities can get reversed, and when they get reversed, it sends the energy in the wrong way. So tapping here just helps to bring those polarities back into balance. Now, the second technique I'm going to show you is another technique for tapping. And this is based on Donna Eden's work, and it's called the Thor Thumps. And this is great for boosting your energy and promoting physical and emotional wellness. And it's 4 moves, and we start under the eyes first. Now this is for the stomach meridian, and by tapping on this point it helps to just ground and center ourselves. So we start tapping under the eyes. Then the next place we're going is to this collarbone once again, and this part's really important because it helps to energize us. It helps to spread that energy and distribute it throughout the body. So if we're wanting a nice boost of energy, this is a good place to be tapping. We then move down to the center of the chest, which is the thymus. And the thymus basically is responsible for boosting the immune system. So by tapping this point here, it's going to boost those T cells in your body and help you to recover from illness and have more resilience to illness. And actually we see this in nature all the time. So gorillas, for example, you'll often see them giving a good thump on their chest. There's a reason for that. It's boosting their well-being. So I quite like to do it like a gorilla. So just giving that center of your chest a tap. And then the final place is just here. So lower ribs sort of in line with nipples. And you're tapping here. This is the spleen meridian. And this is going to help you metabolize anything you've eaten, process any toxins and release them from your body. So once again, eyes, collarbone, chest, and here for your spleen. Really quick, really simple. These things take seconds to minutes. They're designed to fit into your busy, active lifestyles. Now, the other thing I want to explain to you about energy is, as we say, we can have these blockages. And I like to visualize this a little bit like a hose pipe. So if you had a hose pipe, the water should be flowing through it smoothly. However, at times you might get a kink in it or something obstructing that water. So at one end, you would end up with the water bulging, and at the other end, there would be no water flowing. This can be the same within the body. Sometimes we can have too much energy in one area, created by a blockage, and it prevents the flow to the other areas where there isn't enough. What we want to be doing is we want to be removing the obstruction so that the energy can flow smoothly once again. So you can use the techniques I've just demonstrated to you, but it's also really important to use your mind, because your mind is incredible. It's very powerful, and whatever you focus your intention on becomes your reality. So we're going to use that to help us with the energy system, and we're going to focus on the intention of the energy flowing around the body. So you may just want to listen to this, or you may like to join me. What I invite you to do now is just close your eyes and just take some nice deep breaths. Breathing in relaxation, healing and balance, and just breathing out any stress or tension, just allowing it to leave your system now. And as you do this, you find yourself relaxing more and more with every breath that you take. And as you take those nice deep breaths, you may like to visualize that healing, relaxing energy that you are inhaling as a colour that is relaxing for you, that spreads throughout your entire energy system and body, spreading to every muscle, every cell, every fibre of your being. And as you just breathe out, you may like to imagine a different colour leaving your system, representing any stress, any tensions, any imbalances drifting off and away. Well done. And what I would like you to do with your next breath is just allow that energy to flow down through your head, face and neck, spreading to every single cell as you feel yourself being balanced and healed on all levels. Allowing that energy to flow all the way down to your heart area now. Knowing that this energy can begin to flow throughout your entire system, combining with the blood in your body to nourish every single cell of your being as it spreads down through your shoulders, arms, hands and fingertips. And as you keep breathing, you allow this healing, balancing energy to travel down through your spine and out across your back, allowing you to feel more comfortable and more at ease. And as you continue to breathe, the relaxation travels through that chest, the stomach, and through to the hips, buttocks and thighs, moving down through the knees, calves, ankles, feet and toes, allowing that energy to balance throughout your entire body. And as you do this, if you notice any particular areas of your body where it's trickier to send that energy, simply ask your unconscious mind, what is it that I need to do to allow the energy to flow through this part of my body? And simply wait, and the answer will come to you. It may come immediately, it may come in a dream, or it may come in the days to follow. But your unconscious mind is all-knowing, and it will give you the answers. It may be that you need to do something physical, such as exercise or a dietary change. It may be emotional, releasing an old trauma, a hurt or an upset. It may be finding mental clarity, or taking a different path, or perhaps learning something new. It may be that you need to undertake spiritual practice, such as meditation, prayer, or some other type of energetic healing. Knowing that you can have that energetic balance throughout your entire body. Knowing that these imbalances have been there to teach you valuable lessons, to help you learn and grow. And all you need to do then is thank them for the role that they've played within your life, and be willing to release them and let them go from this point forwards. You would take as long as you need in this state, and then when you're ready, as we will do so now, you'll bring yourself back to full alertness by just taking a few deep breaths, becoming aware of the place that you're laying or sat, beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes, feeling more connected and back in the present moment now as you open your eyes fully and become aware of your surroundings once more. So, I shall just give you a moment just to come round if you were joining in with that with me. What I want you to know is that all of these things can be part of your daily lifestyle and daily practice. Now, I like to try and do that exercise at least a couple of times a week. Ideally, it would be daily, but we are very busy. If, however, I have a particular ailment or area of my body where I need the energy to flow, I will simply place my hands on that part of my body with the intention that they're going to guide the energy fluid through it smoothly. Now, I'm trained in Reiki and different energetic healings, which really helps to boost that. However, anyone can use these techniques and they will work, they will help you. So keep it simple, use those tapping points, use your intention to allow the energy to flow all around and within you. Yesterday I was asked amazing questions, one of them being, is there anywhere specific that you need to do this? The answer is no. It can be done anywhere at any time. I've even, before, if I've had, say, an interview or an important meeting, I've nipped into the toilet somewhere and just done the triangle sequence to bring myself back into balance. You may have a special area at home or out in nature where you choose to use these techniques, but they're simple. Once you've practiced them a few times, you get the hang of them, and they can be done in either seconds or minutes. I look forward to hearing about you and how you get on with these things. Please do keep in touch, and thank you ever so much for your time today. Have a great day, and I hope to see you here later. Bye.